Welcome back. Let's play some 10-minute games here on Shogi Wars. Good luck. An early escape of the king gains aid moves. So yeah, castling, putting the king to safety, it's just generally useful to do. And what better way to do that? Yeah, well, I guess my opponent might play Oniguma Castle here and really hammer home the point. Maybe not. Which makes it all the more perplexing that they didn't oppose this pawn push. Um, hmm. Anyway. Let's escape our king and come up with a plan. See, in the endgame, this kind of advance cramps the castle, so you generally oppose this kind of push. That said, this is a unique shape. Maybe there's some merit to it. If this pawn advances, this pawn is loose. Wait, what's going on here? Hmm. If I push, I'm not winning material. Tempting as it might be to imagine that. Alright, so... Still not winning material if I push. Um... I really don't want to push my center pawn in the case that bishops might exchange somehow. So I'll push everything else. Ah, transposition. Found another way to get this position, aside from its standard move order. I see. Let's put this rook on an open file and see what chaos can ensue here. I mean, surely, no, not surely. I could push this. It's unwise later to push it, so let's just get this over with. I've cleared the way for my rook. So now I have clear sight into the opposing camp. I'll try my luck with this. For one tempo, I'm going to block my rook. And this is the tempo that they'll choose to attack. And now I have a castle again. There's only so much they could do in that one tempo.
7分。
What if I take this? Is that so bad? Taking this looks quite strong. Let's do that. I feel like I'm missing something here. I could take the knight and then fork. Um, hmm. What a confusing position. Alright, let me take my chances here, because I'm not seeing anything else.
5分。
Ah, this is creative. Nice. Yep, yep, yep. I walked square into this. That I missed. Alright, so... This sucks. Well, rather, it's painful. Um... Hmm. Yeah, this king is very well escaped. And I had no idea how to approach it. And it shows. It shows that I'm making everything up as I go. Um, let's remove this. Hmm. If I walk this way, I'm walking toward my rook. So I have to walk a different way. This probably gets me mated. This is probably a loss either way. Hmm? I don't suppose there's some way out of this. Um, okay, I'll hit the rook as that's the obvious target here. If the rook backs off, I can drop a pawn and later approach this knight. I think their approach might have been slightly too direct. Oh, rook here. I missed that. Um,
2分30秒。
hmm. Maybe I misread this. Maybe I needed to drop the silver here? I don't know. Like, I am afraid of bishop drop, king up, and somehow not escaping this alive, but I don't see the specific sequence. There needs to be a sequence if that works. And if it does not work, then my bishop has this covered. Yeah. That's it. I have no idea how I'm going to attack here, but
2分。
I'll take this one step at a time. Hmm.
1分30秒。
Okay, so I lose my rook. I'm not escaping this. Alright, thanks for the game. 1 down, 2 to go. Sadly, the win streak could not be extended, but it just shows how much I have to learn. Good luck. I've actually not seen a way to approach that particular castle, so I am pretty curious as to what might be out there. Alright, we got the bird. I'd seen this bird on another streamer's channel. Okay, never mind that, like, I just exposed this hole here. We're gonna pretend that I didn't just drop a lance for nothing. Yep, this is totally sound. Okay. We'll approach the king this way. And escape my king the same direction. Oh shit. That's more powerful than I thought. Alright, fine. It is what it is. So my king is not yet in the castle. Neither is theirs, but this is not good. There is... This is so tenuous. Back we go. Yes, the opponent breaks through into my empty corner. I still need to castle. My rook and bishop have been cornered. I'm so toast here. I am the most toast. There's nowhere to put my rook that doesn't immediately expose it. Ditto my bishop. And sacrificing them doesn't help either. But hey, I did see that fun, I think that was called the Leghorn something special opening. I should learn more about it, other than, like, here's a move sequence to trigger the thing. I am curious why it exists, and what it means. Perhaps through repeated trial and error, eventually someday I might know. Alright, so I'll take that since my bishop protects that square. I'll take this, because, like, what else am I gonna do? I have 3 pawns in hand. That's just enough to win this silver. If that's not fate, what is? Alright, fine. I wasn't even planning this, but here we go. Like, they can drop the bishop somehow, and I have many pieces loose, but right now this rook is attacked. It's still attacked, and a third time it's attacked. And then I get the silver. This is a common tactic. This multiple strike on a rook's head. My opponent knows this tactic, but I think they just forgot that I had 3 pawns. And the only reason I found it is because my position is so desperate to begin with. That is check. It would be nice to answer that with a tactic somewhere, but I need to run. Yeah, this is just such a bad position still. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Try to use my bishop. Oh, this is so bad. Alright, we weren't using this bishop anyway. Fine. I'll take a pawn. Um... hmm.
7分、
What do we do? Hmm. Try to put the king to safety, but it's not going to help. An early escape of the king gains 8 moves. That's... I don't know that there are 8 moves to gain here when I'm down so much material. We'll find out. If they hit this pawn and hit that pawn, maybe I advance the silver and push this and something happens. Hmm. What I'm not going to do is immediately chalk this up to saying good game or what have you until the game's, like, decided. Yes, this is desperate and unpleasant, but it's not decided yet. Um, okay, let's advance. Like, I'm so tempted to advance the silver to hit the horse, but it doesn't do anything because they take here, and they have a fork. I've at least removed the possibility that the horse forks and then forks again, and, like, everything falls with tempo. So, um, pushing this silver, if they take, yeah, there's some merit to it. Let's see if they retreat to save their king. They should, and they do. I'm not happy about that. They played a good move. Oh, I'm so cooked here. Um, oh no. Like, if they'd just taken the pawn and tried to go down this tactical rabbit hole, at least I could try to pull myself out through tactics. Here, there's just nothing. There's no escape. Mm,
5分、
mm, no escape. Hmm. Okay. They could even take the silver and have an overwhelming attack. They don't need to. Surely they have better somewhere, but, like, even this, and I drop my rook, and it all sucks. Yeah, it's fine. Still, I take this rabbit hole over just resigning. Yeah, okay. Thanks for game. King takes us wrong. Well, no, king had to run because there's a knight fork. There's no blocking that. Good luck. So, we see I'm trying to play more traditional openings, not just Urashino. Even though I don't fully understand Urashino, it seems to bring in wins that, I don't know, I feel like I haven't earned. At the same time, playing this kind of system, I get punished for reasons I can't understand. Or I could understand it, just to not put in the time and effort. But eventually I'll start. If I put in more time and more effort, I can figure things out. So we cut off this rook, as we should. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this castle. I've said it before. If I push this... No, I don't have a winning shot here. Um... Hmm. Let me bring this silver in. We're going to bring all the forces to bear on this attack. So if a general takes... Yeah, if the knight takes it there, I have no fork. They've gone out of their way to prevent me from having a fork. Or at least that kind of fork. So I'm just going to keep this pin on the diagonal. The rook is still out of play. It doesn't make sense for the king to be exposed in this fashion. Um... Hmm. Interesting. I could exchange the silver for 2. It's not enough. Well, maybe it is. It's not bad. Yeah, let's do this. This looks interesting. They're threatening to put a bishop on my king's diagonal. Okay, yeah, they back off. For a second I thought I had a bishop still in hand, and I would just sack the silver and drop it here. I have no such thing.
$7 分
Alright. Fine. My creativity amounts to naught. As... Well, at least I brought the knight out. It is a target. Not the easiest one, but it is a target. You know what is an easy target? This knight's head. But if I'm not careful, this backfires quickly. How much can it backfire? I'm already in trouble. Let's go. What? I can take that. That is unusual. Fine. I'm surprised by both of our moves. Alright, so... Hmm. Okay, let's put my rook on this file. This file looks promising. Sure, why not? They're not taking my pawn.
5分
It doesn't matter. You want my rook? There's my rook. You got my rook. Way to go. Mhm. Hmm. It's not an immediate mate threat. Like, if I dropped this blocking my bishop... Oh, thanks for the game. It was a bit cloudy to me what was happening there, but it looked like it was trending in a good way. Oniguma is confusing, sure, isn't it? Thanks for watching. Have a good day.